What's up everyone, this is FP Sticks bringing you another episode of Top Battles of the Week. This week I got a lot of battle submissions and it was very difficult to choose the top battle of the week, but we're going to be featuring a lot of really exciting battles in today's video. As always, if you would like to submit your battles for this feature, there's information down in the description where you can send me that footage, and let's jump right into these battles. Starting us off, we have Rocky Orion 10. Who is using a Goodra. Goodra was just recently released and has a terrible lead there against the Alolan Ninetales, and now this Bronzong is stuck against this Jellicent. Not good at all. The Confusions are hitting for neutral damage at least. Able to correctly call the Shadow Ball. This Bronzong does have access to payback as well. So Rocky's going to go for a Psyshock bait here against the Jellicent. Gets the shield. The opponent mirrors the shield. Makes sense. Now, going to no shield this, and Bronzong is just bulky enough to be able to survive that Shadow Ball, able to undertap this payback here, and the payback goes through and able to win switch advantage against that Jellicent. Out comes the Kingdra. This Goodra still has a lot of work to do, but at least it gets to avoid the Alolan Ninetales now. Gonna spam this Dragon Breath here. Going to no shield this and call the Octazooka. Huge call. No debuff goes through, and then they swap into their Alolan Ninetales. Able to meet this with the Talonflame. But this Alolan Ninetales does have a slight energy advantage, so going to immediately rip off this Flame Charge on the Alolan Ninetales. No extra Incinerate goes through. Very good timing by the opponent on queuing up their charge moves. Really needs to get this next Flame Charge off, but the Alolan Ninetales is going to be able to get to another Weather Ball. Gonna let this go through. Really needs to get this Flame Charge damage through, because this Alolan Ninetales is going to be a problem. Luckily, it goes down, and Kingdra is still in the back. Goodra up a shield. Gonna go for the Power Whip here. This will hit for neutral damage on the Kingdra, and gonna be able to take out that Kingdra. Able to come back from a very tough lead and swap in there. Good game. This next battle has been submitted by Doms. And I apologize for the formatting here. This was a very large video formatting. So, Kingdra switching, going to match it with a Shadow Machamp here, and needs to immediately get this cross chop damage off before this Kingdra potentially rips off an Octazooka, which is most likely going to happen. Kingdras in this matchup typically just go straight Octazooka because the Dragon Breath really adds up over time. No debuff occurs, thank goodness. Going to throw this cross chop. Is the opponent going to commit both shields? No, they're going to let it go and able to maintain switch advantage. That is very good, because had a very favorable lead, but Altaria comes out. And this is a disaster because Swampert and Gallade are both going to struggle against this Altaria. Has to bring out the Gallade here because really wants to preserve the Swampert for the G-Fisk matchup. Gonna no-shield the Sky Attack, and Gallade is barely able to survive that. Out comes the G-Fisk, has a close combat stored on the Gallade, and Gallade will win CMP against that Altaria. The opponent no-shields the first Hydro Cannon, but this is going to be very, very tough. Still has a fairly healthy Altaria to deal with. Correctly shields at the Earthquake, which allows the Swampert to farm up even more. Nice energy management there, Doms. Going to throw the Hydro Cannon. Down it goes. The opponent is saving the shield for the Altaria. Makes sense, but this Altaria is still very healthy and very bulky in the Ultra League here. So going to land one Hydro. Going to get to another Hydro Cannon here. Needs to burn that last shield to be able to land that close combat. There goes the last shield. Tried to go for the combo play right there, but it was actually a CMP tie. So Swampert lives the Sky Attack. Able to cleanly get off this close combat. Hits the Excellent. You need all the bubbles there. And gets farmed down, but that Confusion registers and able to mud shot down the Altaria. Beautiful game there, Doms. Up next, we have Tekken. And let's see what we got going on here. Shadow Machamp into an Obstagoon. Very favorable lead for sure. Out comes a Cresselia, and so out comes a Purified Scizor. Running return, which is going to be a very big surprise potentially to the opponent. Going to go straight for the Night Slash, hopefully get a boost. Scizor does resist all of Cresselia's moves, but is looking like Tekken really wants to keep this Scizor fairly healthy. We already saw the Obstagoon in the lead, so Scizor will also have a little bit of play against that. Obviously, the Night Slashes will be resisted, but the Bullet Punches will be hitting for neutral, and the Scizor gets the boost. Oh my gosh. So, just going to commit to farming down this Cresselia, can survive all of this damage, and then going to have so much loaded energy for whatever comes out. Most likely the Obstagoon going to commit to the return here. Does the opponent know? Does the opponent know? Oh my gosh, boosted return almost one-shots the Obstagoon. Scissor takes out 2 Pokemon, and in the back is a Gengar. This is absolutely good game. Even able to get to another Night Slash here, and has the Alolan Muck to totally shut down the Gengar. The Scissor absolutely went off. Nice game, Tekken. Up next, we have Utils over 9,000. Running Agron. Running Agron in Ultra Premier. Terrible lead with the Empoleon, and honestly, Empoleon kind of beats the entire team here, so needs to bring out Gallade, try to burn some shields. Gonna correctly shield up the Drill Peck. Out comes a Kingdra. Oh my gosh, gonna go for some Leaf Blade chip damage here. But this is not looking great. Gets no shield on that, and then going to commit to this Leaf Blade. Potentially going to try to get one more Confusion's worth of damage or get a shield here. Does get a shield, that's really good. Agron has to go to Farm City off of this Kingdra here. Now, Agron does have access to Thunder, which can potentially hit that Empoleon for super effective damage if you get enough farm. Oh man, getting some nice lag, really nice lag, able to smack down the Kingdra. Most likely the Empoleon is going to come out once again, has to swap into Dragonite, and the opponent has their own Dragonite in the back, but Util is ahead on energy, able to get this Dragon Claw off first. Gets the final shield, and Agron needs to farm down this Dragonite and get enough energy to be able to land the Thunder on the Empoleon. Good no shield on the Dragon Claw, save the shield in case the Empoleon gets to move. But going to be able to get to this Thunder. The Waterfall is going through, so this Thunder needs to be able to KO this Empoleon. Non-stab, but it's just enough damage, and able to come back from that absolutely terrible lead. Good game. Up next, we have Evan 777713 running a Kabutops. A Kabutops in what's looking like Ultra Premier here. And then, well, that's obviously very bad against the Obstagoon, so has to bring out the Talonflame here. The opponent is staying in, so going to start ramping up with some Flame Charge damage here. Let's see what the opponent wants to do. No shield, and then they're going to switch into Gengar, but I really like that Evan over-farmed slightly with the Talonflame against that Obstagoon, just in case the opponent switches out to have some residual energy to threaten whatever comes in here. Gets an Incinerate through because of the opponent's poor timing of their fast move. And then, oh, they do have back-to-back Shadow Punches. Gonna let this one go, though. It's very tempting to shield that. Gonna go for a Mud Shot farm down with the Kabutops. Let's go, Kabutops. This is a single move to Kabutops as well, running Stone Edge. Commits to the Mud Shot down on the Gengar. Oh my gosh, is that a Venusaur? That is so bad. Kabutops is double weak to grass, but lands the Stone Edge and then able to switch into your own Venusaur. But that Venusaur in the back is going to be a big problem. Going to throw this Frenzy to get rid of the Goon. And I'm very surprised that the opponent actually shielded the Obstagoon there. Hoping to potentially rip off 2 Night Slashes. That makes sense to put this Venusaur into Sludge Bomb range. This is going to be very, very tough. Needs to get to this Frenzy. Knew that the opponent was energy dry, so goes for an overfarm. Forces the CMP tie. Very nice. Oh my gosh, needs to get to this Sludge Bomb against the Venusaur. Needs to get there, but loses the CMP tie. Okay, Kabutops. Okay, Kabutops, you gotta get to Stone Edge here. These Vine Whips are double super effective and are hitting for so much damage. Able to get to this Stone Edge. And this is going to be just enough to take out this Venusaur. Very good game. Up next, we have OxfordU, which is also another content creator, I believe, on YouTube. Make sure to check them out. Terrible lead here in Open Ultra, running a Landorus. A Landorus in Open Ultra here. Gets shielded with Cross Chop. This thing is running Mud Shot, Superpower, and Stone Edge. So actually going to go for a Stone Edge bait. Despite it being more energy, you don't want to drop your attack and defense. These Mud Shots are actually doing a surprising amount of damage to the Shadow Machamp, and the opponent is still staying in and commits both shields. Gonna be able to get to another Superpower. This already has been debuffed. Not enough to take it out, but does so much damage. Has to let this go. What could the opponent possibly have in the back that they're so fearful of a Landorus? But able to bring out the Giratina to safely absorb that damage. Out comes Obstagoon. Oh my gosh, they have Machamp and Obstagoon and Melmetal. What is the Lapras supposed to do here? Gonna throw a Surf. The opponent is out of shields. Needs to chip down this Melmetal. But Oxford's Giratina is running Shadow Claw, which that's gonna be really tough to deal with that Obstagoon there. Gonna throw a Surf. This Melmetal is still alive and kicking. Gonna save the shield for the Giratina. Survives this Rock Slide. Able to get off this Surf. And is actually going to go for an intentional undercharge here to try to get more farm with the Giratina. But the opponent knew exactly what Oxford was trying to do, so they swap to avoid getting farmed. Nice play. Needs to rip off, what, 6 Dragon Claws here against this Obstagoon. And just hope that the Goon does not get the boost. So, loses the CMP tie here. Going to go for the Dragon Claw. Chips away at the Obstagoon. These Shadow Claws are absolutely doing no damage. But in response, the counters are also hardly doing any damage to this Giratina. This is going to be very close, though. It takes 5 counters to get to a Night Slash. And it alternates between 5 and 4 to get to the Dragon Claw. The opponent tried to catch a move there, but instead they transferred the Shadow Claw damage. So going to continue chipping away. Going to continue chipping away here. Has to shield this. And just needs to get to this Dragon Claw, recognizing there's no need to attempt to sack swap because you're keeping good track of your opponent's energy and able to take that game. Very good game. Up next, we have Ryan WCCFC running something I really enjoy, a Snarl Granbull. This is not Charm, this is Snarl, so it's generating energy very quickly. And running the charge moves of Crunch and Close Combat, it's going to hit for a lot of damage against a lot of things. No shield the Weather Ball, and then going to throw back-to-back Close Combats here. Misses the Excellent, but the opponent shields anyways. They are very fearful of this Granbull. And maybe didn't even reckon. Oh my gosh! Okay, well, down goes the Granbull and immediately switches out to clear the debuff. But funny enough, actually a Drifblim comes out, and so this is really not good for the Venusaur. But the opponent still shields that first Frenzy Plant anyway. So what in the world do they have in the back that this Drifblim is so scared of a Venusaur? That Granbull absolutely went off, completely nuked the lead, didn't even have to shield. And then going to preserve that Granbull for potentially whatever is in the back here. Has an Excadrill in the back as well. The opponent goes for a very nice Icy Wind undercharge because wanting to hex down this Venusaur and have a lot of stored energy. But this Drifblim took a decent amount of damage from the Venusaur. Going to bring out the Granbull again to force the Drifblim to throw the energy. Very smart. Now it just needs to land a Rock Slide. It's a Scrafty in the back. It is a Scrafty in the back. This is very, very bad because it has to shield up all of these power-up punches. And Excadrill does not appreciate the counter damage. It doesn't look like any counter went through there. Going to throw this Drill Run. Does about 50% damage. We get some stutter lag. That is not good because all of those counters do so much damage onto this Excadrill. Drill Run is not enough. Able to Mud Shot it down. Out comes the Drifblim. It's going to go straight for these Icy Winds here. Can this Excadrill get to the Rock Slide before the Drifblim hexes down? The hex is going through, but this Rock Slide is going to be just enough to take out this Drifblim. Very good game and really cool team there, Ryan. Up next, we have IKEat croakages. I probably totally butchered that name, but Shadow Machamp into a Talonflame. And it looks like they are running a Typhlosion and an Empoleon in the back. So going to throw the Rock Slide immediately. That is good fast move timing because it's 7 counters against 3 Incinerates. And it gets shielded. Not ideal. So going to shield this Flame Charge in response. And not able to get to this next Rock Slide before they get to another Flame Charge. Throws 2 counters and then throws the Rock Slide. Very nice timing. If the opponent shields, probably needs to make a move into something. Going to transfer the Incinerate damage onto the Empoleon. I really like that play. This is going to do a lot of damage. Still boosted Flame Charge. Ouch. And then some weird stutter lag, but able to waterfall down the Talonflame Venusaur in the back. This is not great, but thank goodness there is a Typhlosion back there. The Sludge Bomb is still going to hit for a lot of damage on the Typhlosion because this Venusaur is going to be heavily overfarmed. Going to bring out the Typhlosion. Switch Clock is not quite up yet, so can't really catch a move on the Machamp yet. Sludge Bomb does a lot of damage. Oh my gosh, it's an Umbreon in the back. This Typhlosion has so much work to do, and you actually saw them stop tapping to attempt a sack swap there, but the turn duration was a little bit out of sync because they transferred the Incinerate damage in the opening onto the Empoleon. This Machamp is healthy enough to get to a Cross Chop, forces the Umbreon to throw. That is essentially Blast Burn range right there, but there's still a Venusaur in the back. And we get some stutter lag at the worst possible time. We have 2 Blast Burns stored back to back, but this this Typhlosion has no HP. And able to get to this Blast Burn at the last second and take out this Venusaur. Very good game. Very scary there at the end. Up next we have your Draco. See what they're running here. G-Fisk into Swampert. An absolute nightmare of a lead. But going to farm up a little bit and attempt to catch a Hydro on the Kingdra, but it does not work out. Going to no-shield this. This is definitely an Earthquake, and that hurts a lot. Out comes Machamp to farm down this Kingdra. Where is the G-Fisk supposed to go? Where is it supposed to go? It's terrible against Swampert. It's terrible against Machamp. Gonna no-shield this Cross Chop. This Shadow Swampert has to do so much work. Has to shield this. But this is really rough. Your Draco is at a huge disadvantage right now, just purely based on team comp. The opponent shields that as well. This counter damage is doing so much. If the opponent shields this Machamp, this is an absolute nightmare. Thank goodness they let it go. And then looking to blind swap into the G-Fisk here. What do they have in the back? They have a Bronzong in the back. But because of this energy farm that they did in the beginning, and then realizing that the Swampert dumped all of its energy on the Kingdra, is going to be able to get to 2 Earthquakes here, which is really important. Going to get to another Earthquake barely before the Swampert can get to another Hydro. That is huge. And it is a Bronzong in the back. So just needs to get to this Earthquake here. The Bronzong is going to most likely faint from this Earthquake. And really good job. Oh my gosh, the Bronzong survives, but able to catch a move on the Swampert. Able to catch a move on the Swampert. That's huge. Catches a payback and going to be able to take out this Bronzong. Beautiful game, your Draco. And here it is, folks, the top battle of the week. Doze Dragon Balls, who I believe is also a content creator on Twitch. I might be incorrect about that, but check them out on Twitch. I do believe they are a content creator. Gengar into Driplim. Favorable lead. Out comes an Alolan Ninetales, and it's a Charm Alolan Ninetales, and look at this backline. A freaking Shiftry and a freaking Honchkrow, so you got to get rid of this Charmer. You absolutely have to get rid of this Charmer, but here's the problem with Gengar. Gengar is so glassy that even though these Charms are resisted, it's doing so much damage. And so in the 2 shield, if you're going straight Sludge Bomb here, this Ninetales is going to be able to take out this Gengar. This is an absolute disaster. Going to throw this Shadow Punch to try to get as much chip damage off as possible, and not going to let the Gengar get farmed. Actually swap into the Shiftry here. Transferred the Charm damage, but Shiftry will outpace to this Leaf Blade here. Able to throw this Leaf Blade and get rid of this Alolan Ninetales. Oh my gosh. Still has a Drifblim to worry about. And a Scrafty! A Scrafty. This is so bad. Those Dragon Balls is running double dark, and the opponent has a Scrafty and a Charmer. This is just absolutely a nightmare. Gonna bring out the Honchkrow here. The counters are hitting for neutral damage. Scrafty's gonna continue to ramp up here, which is not good at all. And Honchkrow's taking, neutral damage from these counters and power-up punches. But shields are down, and Honchkrow's gonna win every CMP tie. Gonna go for the Sky Attack here. Does not want to take any more damage from the Scrafty. Down it goes. Farming, farming, farming. Here's the sack swap. Beautiful sack swap. And is at the Sky Attack. The opponent even no bubbles the Icy Wind to get a little bit more farm, but able to get to this Brave Bird and gonna be able to one-shot this Drifblim. Amazing play, those Dragon Balls, and thank you very much for submitting this footage. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you everyone who submitted their footage. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you appreciate this content, and I'll catch you all in the next video.